Let's look at a page from Airborne.
1935. They're departing. Would like to follow, but they're too fast. With tailwinds, I would estimate 80 knots. Amazing creatures. Gone now. Weather changing. Maybe it was me, but I thought he sounded pretty dejected. When I turned the page, I felt a bit queasy. Most of the handwriting was smeared by torrential rain, I supposed, and I could make out only a few words. It seemed a tropical storm had overtaken him and kept him in its fist for some time. I think I saw the word damage in one entry, and a mention of a problem with the envelope. A hot flush swept my back. Was he leaking? Had the creatures torn his balloon? Or was it just the storm?
One of the fun things about reading fiction is wondering what's going to happen next. How is this author keeping you interested?
I like reading the journal. You can see the writer's style changing.
Interesting. The author seems to be using the information in the journal like a flashback. We are getting clues about what happened to the man who was flying in the balloon.
It starts with a time, 1935. Isn't that in the evening?
1900 hours is 7 p.m., so this is 7:35 at night. We know he's been watching these creatures. What do we notice about that?
Well, he says he wants to follow the creatures, but he thinks they are flying at 80 knots. I looked that up. It's about 92 miles per hour. That's crazy fast. How would he be able to tell how fast they were going?
That's a really good question. Maybe based on how fast he is traveling. What else do you notice about the entry?
Where he says, gone now, weather changing? They are such short sentences.
Right. Each sentence is like a new paragraph, too. Do you think gone now refers to the creatures?
Well, I thought so at first, but now I wonder if he's the one who's gone now. Right, because if the weather's changing, maybe he's being blown away. Or maybe he feels his mind is gone now.
Excellent points. It's hard to tell exactly what he means. So let's look at the next paragraph, where the text changes to a regular font and we are with the narrator's thoughts. What do you notice?
He thinks the old man sounded dejected, which I think means depressed or unhappy. The narrator says the handwriting was smeared from the rain. He could only make out a few words, so maybe there was more written there, but he just couldn't read it. He doesn't know for sure. The man wrote about damage and a problem with the envelope. I wonder what that is. I looked that up as well. It's the inflatable part of the hot air balloon, above the basket. So if the envelope was ripped or something, the balloon would probably go down. Then he assumes a tropical storm kept him in its fist. I don't quite get that.
Well, visualize the clouds of a storm as a giant hand in the sky. The hand wraps around the floating balloon and closes to make a fist.
Oh, I can see that. The fist is tight, so the balloon can't get away from the storm.
Right. Now, what do we know about the narrator's feelings about all of this?
He's kind of freaked out. He says he's queasy, like sick, and then has a hot flush on his back.
What do the narrator's physical reactions tell us about him?
I guess that he's nervous or worried for the man. Then he asks questions at the end. To me, that seems like he is confused and maybe worried too.
Right. Often an author will find ways like this through the character's actions and reactions to keep us engaged in the story. If we know everything that happened in every moment, we might not want to keep reading.
So the questions keep us in suspense. I think they do. Between the weird journal entry and the narrator not knowing what happened, it's like a mystery you want to solve. And I have to know what the creatures are. Me too.